Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over one of the best boss killing weapons I have found in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Now I'm going to be talking about this weapon in terms of using it with the Buffmeister spell, and if you don't know what this is, I'd recommend checking out my video where I go over this. Essentially, this is a spell that buffs all your direct damage, but it's currently broken, allowing you to increase the damage from the Buffmeister spell much more than I think is intended on this item, and we don't know if it's going to be fixed. It seems like when you're mixing with certain things, it is way too strong right now, so most likely it will be nerfed. But that is currently what I'm using in my build right now. But also comparing it with pretty much any other weapon I've tried, this weapon still does a lot more damage while using the Buffmeister. And I think this weapon will be incredibly strong while using weapon focused builds without using the Buffmeister. And the weapon I'm talking about is a legendary shotgun called the Redhelion. Now I think it could come in different elements because I have it currently with lightning on mine and I've gotten a kinetic one. And all the ones I've gotten have also had 4 pellets at a baseline, and even a level 40 chaotic isn't the highest of base damage. It's 142 times 4, which is still pretty good, but not the highest you could get. But the special effect of this legendary is really strong. It increases the amount of pellets it shoots by 1 for every 10% movement speed you have. And from what I understand with this is it goes off of your base movement speed and you don't actually have to be moving. So it's not based off of how fast you're moving, but your actual movement speed stat. So the more speed increases you can get, the more pellets this is going to shoot, which makes it do a lot more damage. And at a baseline, this weapon has a pretty good fire rate, usually a lowish magazine, but it's a really bursty weapon, so you can put out a lot of damage very quickly, even though the magazine sizes are usually pretty low. Now, once you mix this with the Buffmeister, this thing becomes absolutely ridiculous. Like I went over, the Buffmeister just buffs the base damage of all the direct damage you're dealing, and buffing the base damage is going to give you a lot bigger of a damage increase than just say giving you like a 10% damage increase. And it also seems that anything that shoot out multiple pellets or multiple bullets at the same time are much better to use with the Buffmeister because of it buffing the base damage. So it just seems to math out to be much better damage increases with using weapons with multiple pellets or shooting multiple shots at the same time. And the Buffmeister spell not only buffs your base damage, but it also gives you a pretty massive movement speed increase. I've completely unequipped every single item and completely respec, have no skill points and nothing like that, and it still gives you a movement speed increase. And it doesn't say this anywhere on the spell, and even the information I could find, most other people don't mention that this gives you a speed boost, and it's a pretty substantial speed boost. So just popping your Buffmeister is going to give you massive damage increases, and it's going to give you a massive speed boost, which with this specific weapon is going to make it shoot a lot more pellets every time you shoot. So even if the Buffmeister gets nerfed, I think that it could still potentially be really good with this specific weapon. And then once you mix in all of your passives and all of your stats focused around using this weapon with the Buffmeister, this thing is absolutely just destroying bosses at chaos level 20. And I don't know any specific drop locations for the Buffmeister or the Redhelion, but I've gotten multiple of both of these at the end of chaos chamber runs. So if you want to get either of these, just save up as many crystals as you can. Once you get to the end of your chaos run, just use all your crystals on the spell or the shotgun rabbits, and you should be able to get one of these or both of these off of doing a few chaos chamber runs. And that's pretty much all I want to go over with this interaction. You can absolutely destroy bosses using this. And like I mentioned before, I'm working on a build that is focused on building around the Buffmeister and building a spell build around that. I'm probably going to come out with that build sometime soon. Even though the Buffmeister is probably broken, will probably be nerfed at some point, it's still pretty fun to use right now. So I will be having a build to try to make the most of it. But that's pretty much all I want to go over. So subscribe if you want to see more Wonderlands or other videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this mixture of items. And thanks for watching.
not empty yet. We meet at last.